Welcome, dear listener. Asterisk tonight is yours. After a long day filled with thoughts, decisions, and unspoken worries, you finally arrived at this gentle moment, the moment where you can let it all go. Asterisk, you do not need to carry the weight of the world tonight. You do not need to solve, to plan, or to strive. All you need to do is listen, breathe, and allow yourself to be guided softly into rest. Asterisk, this story has been created just for you. A tender companion to your evening, filled with whispers of calm, gentle images of peace, and rhythms that mirror the quiet beating of your heart. Each word will slow you down. Each pause will ease your mind. Each breath will lead you closer to the deep, healing sleep you deserve. Asterisk, so find a comfortable place. Loosen the worries in your shoulders and close your eyes. Let your body grow heavy. Let your thoughts grow light. Asterisk, for the next hour, you are safe, you are cared for, and you are free to simply rest. Asterisk, welcome to this story. Welcome to this night, and welcome to the sleep that is waiting to hold you. Asterisk, the gentle pathway to rest the day had finally loosened its grip on the world. Shadows stretched long across the quiet streets, and the sky had begun its slow transformation from a pale evening blue to a deep, velvety indigo. In a small town nestled between hills and whispering forests, a single lantern flickered outside an old wooden inn. Its glow was soft, steady, and inviting like a beacon for the weary. Asterisk, inside, the inn smelled faintly of cedar wood and warm bread. The floorboards creaked gently, not in protest, but in welcome, as though they had been waiting for tired feet to cross them. A long hallway stretched toward rooms lined with doors, each one carrying the promise of sleep. Asterisk, it was here that you arrived, weary from the day, but already sensing something shift. The very air seemed to hush around you. The innkeeper, a kind soul with smile lines around his eyes, handed you a small brass key. "Restful," he whispered, as though he knew exactly why you had come. The room of quiet comfort. You stepped into your room, and at once it felt like entering another world. The walls were painted a muted cream, warm and soft in the lantern light. A window looked out onto the meadow below, where fireflies drifted lazily, their glow pulsing like the breath of the earth. Asterisk, in the center of the room was a bed that looked impossibly inviting. Its quilt was stitched with patterns of stars, and its pillows were plump, cloud-like, calling you closer. On a small wooden table by the bed sat a candle, already lit, its flame dancing with a rhythm that seemed to match your breath. Asterisk, you set down the burdens of your day, the worries, the noise, the endless thoughts. For just this night, you didn't need them. You were free to simply be. Asterisk, the bed cradled you as you lay down, and the quilt embraced you with warmth. The mattress gave way just enough to hold you, but not so much that you sank too far. You were perfectly balanced, suspended between waking and dreaming. The whispering window, the window was cracked slightly, allowing the evening breeze to slip inside. It was cool, but not cold. It smelled of pine and wildflowers, carrying with it the gentle songs of the night, a chirp of crickets, the rustle of leaves, the faint lull of a distant stream. Asterisk, as you breathed in deeply, you could almost taste the freshness of the air. It was clean, pure, free of worry. Every inhale soothed your chest, and every exhale carried away something heavy you no longer needed. Asterisk, you felt your shoulders loosen. Asterisk, you felt your jaw unclench. You felt your heart slow to a gentler rhythm. Time no longer mattered. The world outside could spin, but here in this room, in this bed, only stillness remained. The lantern's lullaby, the candle beside you flickered. Its flame rose and dipped, painting shadows on the wall that looked like waves. You watched them ripple and fade, watched them sway and stretch, until your eyes grew heavy. Asterisk, it was as though the flame was speaking to you, not in words, but in rhythm. A soft, glowing lullaby. Rest now, rest now, rest now. Asterisk, the more you watched, the deeper you sank. Not into sleep just yet, but into calm, a calm so complete that even your thoughts seemed to dissolve into it. Asterisk, you remembered nothing from earlier in the day, no worries, no chatter, no deadlines. They had all slipped away, leaving behind only this moment. Only this quiet, the gentle pathway, and then something curious happened. As your eyes closed, you began to see not with sight, but with something deeper. A soft pathway appeared before you, glowing faintly as though lit by starlight. It wound gently through a meadow of tall grass, the tips swaying in unison with the breeze. Asterisk, you found yourself walking barefoot along it. The earth was cool but soft, like moss beneath your feet. Each step you took was lighter than the one before, as though the path itself was carrying you. Asterisk above, the sky was sprinkled with stars more than you had ever seen. They shimmered like silver dust scattered across an infinite canvas. A crescent moon hung low, bathing the meadow in its tender glow. Asterisk, as you walked, you noticed the air was filled with something else. Whispers. Not frightening, but soothing. They came from the grasses, the trees, the very earth beneath you. They whispered words you could not quite understand, yet you felt them. They spoke of release, of letting go, of finding rest at last. The meadow of stillness, the path led you to a meadow that stretched farther than your eyes could follow. At its center was a small pond, still as glass, reflecting the stars above with perfect clarity. You approached, and as you knelt by the edge, you saw yourself not weary, not restless, but peaceful, calm. Hold that asterisk, the reflection smiled back at you, and for the first time in a long time, you believed it. You were peaceful. You were calm. You were holed up asterisk. The whispers grew softer, blending with the sound of your breath. The stars seemed to bend closer as though watching over you, and the pond's reflection shimmered, pulling you deeper into stillness. The first steps into sleep as you lay back upon the grass beside the pond. The earth held you like a cradle. The blades bent but did not break, forming a cushion beneath your body. Fireflies gathered above, circling slowly in patterns that mirrored constellations. Your eyelids grew heavier, your breaths grew deeper, your heart beat slower. The meadow, the pond, the stars, they did not disappear. They remained waiting, like a lullaby that would play until you had fully drifted. Asterisk, you felt your body dissolving into the ground, your mind dissolving into the stars, your soul dissolving into quiet. Asterisk, and then came the final whisper, softer than all the rest. Asterisk, sleep now, you're safe, you're loved, you're free. The forest of gentle whispers asterisk, the meadow had cradled you in silence, its stars and fireflies soothing every thread of tension in your body. Yet as you lay there, eyes heavy, a new sound began to stir, a faint rustle, a hush like pages turning. In the distance, asterisk, you rose slowly, barefoot upon the cool grass, and followed the sound. The pathway, still glowing faintly with starlight, stretched onward, leading you toward the edge of a forest. Entering the forest, the trees stood tall and ancient, their trunks silver in the moonlight. Their leaves formed a canopy above, but instead of shutting out the stars, the branches seemed to weave them into the sky, creating windows of shimmering light. Asterisk, as you stepped between the trees, the air changed. It grew even calmer, even softer. The scent of pine mingled with something sweeter, lavender perhaps, or wild jasmine carried gently on the night breeze. Asterisk, the forest did not feel lonely. It felt alive, but not in a loud or restless way. It breathed slowly in harmony with your own breath. Every inhale you took was mirrored by the trees. Every exhale seemed to release their whispers back to you. Asterisk, you are safe here. Asterisk, you can rest now. Asterisk, let go. The guiding light ahead, between the trees, a small light appeared. It was not sharp or blinding, but soft and golden, like the flame of a lantern carried by invisible hands. It flickered gently, always a little ahead, guiding you forward without hurry. Asterisk, you followed it deeper into the forest. The ground was soft beneath your feet, cushioned with moss and fallen leaves. The further you walked, the lighter you felt, as though the forest was gently pulling the weight from your shoulders, the heaviness from your heart. Asterisk, at times you thought you heard voices, gentle laughter, like children playing far away. At other times, it was the low hum of a lullaby carried on the wind. None of it startled you. Instead, it lulled you further into calm. The stream of release. The path led you to a small stream that wound its way through the forest. Its waters glowed faintly, reflecting the silver of the moon. You knelt beside it, dipping your hands into the cool current. The water slipped between your fingers like silk, carrying away everything you no longer wish to hold out. Asterisk, you cupped some in your palms and drank. The taste was pure, almost weightless. With each sip, your mind grew clearer, quieter, softer. Thoughts that had once seemed so loud now felt like faint echoes, dissolving into the water's flow. Asterisk, the stream whispered as it moved past you, its song as delicate as the hush of breath before sleep. Asterisk, release, release, release. Asterisk, you lay beside it, the moss forming a soft bed beneath your head, the trickling water lulling you. Your eyes drifted closed, only to open again, slowly, not in resistance, but in reverence of the beauty surrounding you. The clearing of lanterns when you rose once more. The guiding light reappeared, beckoning you further. You followed, until the trees parted into a clearing. Asterisk here, hundreds of lanterns floated in the air. They moved slowly, as though carried by an invisible breeze, their glow gentle and golden. Some hovered close, others drifted higher toward the treetops, but all of them shone with a calm that wrapped around you like a blanket. Asterisk, as you stepped closer, you realized each lantern contained something, a memory, a fragment of peace, a dream. One lantern showed an ocean at sunrise, waves stretching endlessly beneath a pink sky. Another carried the vision of a child laughing in a field of wildflowers. Another revealed the stillness of snow falling upon a mountain cabin. Asterisk, each lantern was a story of calm, a fragment of rest that had been gathered by those who walked here before you. Asterisk, the lanterns circled around you, their glow warming your skin, softening your breath. You felt them sink into you, not as burdens, but as gifts. They filled you with their quiet light until your own heart glowed like theirs. The bench of stillness in the center of the clearing sat a wooden bench, simple and unadorned. It seemed to wait for you. You sat, and as you did, the lanterns formed a circle around you. Asterisk, the night grew quieter still. Even the crickets hushed. The only sound was your breath and the heartbeat of the forest itself. Asterisk, your body grew heavier on the bench. Your shoulders dropped. Your hands rested loosely on your lap. Your eyelids fluttered closed, not with effort, but with surrender. Asterisk, the forest whispered again, this time more clearly, as though speaking directly to your soul. Asterisk, you are safe. Asterisk, you are loved. Asterisk, you can let go. Asterisk, the dreaming. Trees asterisk, when your eyes open once more, the lanterns had dimmed, but the trees themselves had begun to glow. Their bark shimmered faintly, their branches pulsed with soft light. You realized they were breathing with you, their rhythm matching your own. Asterisk, you lay back on the bench, staring upward through the glowing canopy. The stars shone through, blending with the light of the trees, until it was impossible to tell where earth ended and sky began. Asterisk, the forest and the stars and your own body had become one. No separation, no division, only calm, the sinking into rest. The whispers grew fainter now, as though urging you not to listen anymore, but to simply drift. Your breath slowed, your body grew heavy, your thoughts thinned into mist. The last thing you felt was the warmth of the lanterns, circling closer, wrapping you in their glow, and then you drifted. Not into nothing, but into everything. Into rest so deep it felt eternal. The starlit ocean voyage asterisk, the forest had cradled you in its whispers, its lanterns filling you with peace, its trees breathing alongside your breath. For a time you felt you could remain there forever. Yet, as dreams often do, the scene began to shift. The ground beneath you softened, the moss giving way to something cooler, smoother sand. The shoreline of dreams, you opened your eyes to find yourself at the edge of a vast shoreline. The ocean stretched endlessly before you, silver under the moonlight. The tide moved slowly, its rhythm steady and calm, like the heartbeat of the world. Asterisk, the sand was soft and pale, glowing faintly in the starlight. You dug your toes into it, feeling its coolness embrace your skin. The air carried the scent of salt, mingled with something sweeter, perhaps sea lavender, blooming quietly along the dunes. Asterisk, the ocean did not roar, it did not crash. Instead, it whispered. Each wave that reached the shore sighed gently as though exhaling. Each retreat carried away the last remnants of worry clinging to your thoughts. Asterisk, you breathed in, filling your lungs with the fresh, cool air. You breathed out, letting everything else slip away. The boat that waited asterisk a little further down. The shoreline, you saw it, a small wooden boat resting at the edge of the tide. Its wood was smooth, polished by both time and care, and it rocked gently as though eager for you to step inside. Asterisk. No one else was around, yet the boat felt as though it had been placed here just for you, waiting patiently, knowing you would arrive. Asterisk, you walked toward it, your footsteps leaving shallow prints in the sand that glowed faintly before fading. The boat rocked as you approached, inviting you aboard. Asterisk, as you stepped inside, you found a blanket folded neatly across the seat, soft and warm, smelling faintly of lavender and cedar. You wrapped it around your shoulders and sat. The moment you settled, the tide lifted the boat, carrying you gently out to sea. Drifting on starlight, the ocean was calm, its surface glassy beneath the stars. The boat moved without oars, without sails, guided only by the rhythm of the waves and the pull of something unseen. Asterisk above you. The sky stretched endlessly, constellations shimmering like lanterns strung across the heavens. Some stars twinkled brightly, others glowed steady, each one adding to the quiet symphony of light. Asterisk, the longer you drifted, the more the stars seemed to lower themselves, drawing nearer. They reflected on the water until the line between ocean and sky disappeared. You were floating through a river of stars, adrift between worlds. Asterisk, the boat rocked gently like a cradle. The blanket hugged you. The air was cool, but not cold refreshing in the way that made each breath deep and easy. Asterisk. Every inhale filled you with light. Every exhale let go of shadows, the companions of the sea. Asterisk. After a while, you noticed movement in the water, shapes gliding beneath the surface, glowing faintly. Dolphins. Their sleek bodies shimmered as though dusted with starlight. They swam alongside your boat, weaving in and out of the water with effortless grace. Each time one leapt, droplets scattered into the air, sparkling like diamonds before dissolving back into the sea. Asterisk, they did not speak, yet their presence carried comfort. They guided you, ensuring your path remained smooth, their playful movements easing any last trace of unease in your heart. Asterisk, further out, you caught glimpses of other companions. A sea turtle, its shell glowing softly like a lantern. A school of fish, each one flickering with color like a living rainbow. Even the waves themselves seemed alive, lifting and lowering your boat with tenderness. Asterisk, it was as though the entire ocean had awakened, not to overwhelm, but to soothe. The island of stillness, after drifting for what felt like timeless hours, a shape began to form on the horizon, an island, small and serene, rising gently from the water. Its shores glowed faintly, its trees, swaying slowly as though in rhythm with your breath. Asterisk, the dolphins gave a final leap before disappearing into the waves, leaving you to approach the island alone. The boat carried you smoothly to the sand, sliding ashore without sound. Asterisk, you stepped out, the blanket still around your shoulders, and felt the sand once again, warm this time, as though it had been kissed by the moon. Asterisk ahead, a path of shells wound its way between the trees, glowing faintly to guide you. Without hesitation, you followed. The circle of stones, the path led you into the heart of the island, where a circle of smooth stones lay arranged in the clearing. In the center, a pool of water shimmered, reflecting both the stars above and the trees around. Asterisk, you approached the pool, kneeling at its edge. The water was perfectly still, so still that your reflection appeared as clear as glass. Yet as you gazed deeper, you saw more than yourself. You saw memories, moments of laughter, moments of peace, moments of love. Asterisk, they rose gently from the water's surface, shimmering like dreams. They did not weigh you down. Instead, they reminded you of everything within you that was light, everything that had ever made you feel safe and whole. Asterisk, you touched the water lightly, and the memories dissolved back into its depths, leaving only stillness, the song of the island. Then you heard it, a song. It rose softly from the trees, from the stones, from the very air around you. A wordless melody woven of the oceans. Sigh, the rustle of leaves, the whisper of stars. Asterisk, it wrapped around you, filling the clearing, filling your chest. You sat down upon the soft sand, closing your eyes, letting the song wash over you. Asterisk, your breath fell into rhythm with it. Inhale with the rise of the melody, exhale with its fall. Asterisk, slowly the boundaries of your body dissolved. You were no longer separate from the island or the ocean or the sky. You are part of the song itself, carried within its gentle waves. The final drift, the song grew softer now, fading like the last echoes of a lullaby. Your body grew heavier, your mind quieter, your eyelids fluttering as though sleep itself had come to claim you. Asterisk. You lay down upon the sand, the blanket still around you, the stars above gazing down with steady warmth. The island held you, the ocean cradled you, the sky whispered you to sleep, and as your breath slowed, your heart eased, your thoughts melted away. You sank once more into that deep, endless ocean of rest. The dream of the skyborn clouds asterisk. The island's lullaby had wrapped you in comfort, and for a time you drifted in its stillness. Yet, as all dreams do, this too began to shift. Asterisk, the sand beneath you softened, growing lighter and lighter until it was no longer sand at all. It was mist. It was cloud. Asterisk, when you opened your eyes again, you were no longer lying on the beach. Instead, you were resting on the back of a great, soft cloud that floated high above the ocean. Lifted into the sky, the cloud cradled you like a bed, its surface soft and warm, yet weightless. It rose higher with each breath you took, carrying you into the vast expanse of night sky. Asterisk below, the island grew smaller, its glowing trees fading into the horizon. The sea spread endlessly beneath you, shimmering under the moonlight. Above, the stars drew nearer, their gentle light, surrounding you like companions. Asterisk, there was no fear in this ascent. The air was cool but refreshing, flowing easily into your lungs. Each inhale filled you with clarity. Each exhale released even the faintest remnants of tension. Asterisk, you were light now, as though your body itself were made of starlight. The cloud lifted you gently, like a parent carrying a sleeping child. Steady and sure, the companions of the sky soon, you were not alone. Other clouds gathered near, each one drifting gracefully across the sky. They were luminous, glowing faintly. From within, some were small and delicate, like feathers floating. Others were vast and billowing, like mountains of light. Asterisk, they moved slowly, as though part of a great dance choreographed by the wind itself. Each cloud drifted in harmony with the others, their movements silent yet perfectly balanced. Asterisk, as you looked closer, you noticed shapes forming within them. Faces kind and calm, smiling softly as though watching over you. For a moment, one cloud curled into the shape of a great swan, wings outstretched. Another curled into a resting lion, strong yet serene. Asterisk, these were not ordinary clouds. They were guardians of the sky, silent watchers drifting endlessly, offering safety to dreamers who wandered too high. Asterisk, your own cloud carried you among them, weaving gently through their silent forms. You felt their presence like a warm embrace, reassuring you that you were exactly where you needed to be. The river of the sky ahead. The clouds began to part, revealing something breathtaking. A river, not of water, but of light. Asterisk, it flowed across the heavens like a silver ribbon, winding endlessly between the stars. This was the Milky Way itself, alive and shimmering, a current of stardust drifting through the universe. Asterisk, your cloud approached its edge, pausing just above its shimmering flow. You leaned forward slightly, gazing into the river. It sparkled with infinite colors: silver, gold, deep blue, violet like liquid jewels. Asterisk, the river whispered as it flowed, its voice soft as silk. It spoke not in words, but in feelings: peace, belonging, wonder. Its current was slow, unhurried, yet steady, as though reminding you that everything in life moves at its own natural rhythm. Asterisk, the cloud lowered gently, dipping its edge into the stream of stardust. For a moment, you felt as though your entire being dissolved into its flow. The current carried you forward, smoothing every thought, quieting every echo of worry. Asterisk, you were no longer separate from the river. You were the river flowing, endless, free, the bridge of stars after what felt like timeless drifting. The river of light carried you to something extraordinary. Asterisk, a bridge arched high across the sky. Asterisk, not built of stone nor wood, but of stars. Asterisk, each step of the bridge was a star, glowing softly, waiting to carry you across. The bridge extended between two great clouds, connecting them like gentle hands reaching out to one another. Asterisk, your cloud rested at its base, inviting you to step onto the path. You stood, the blanket still wrapped around your shoulders, and placed your foot on the first star. Asterisk, it was solid beneath you, yet soft, warm, as though it recognized your presence. You began to walk. Each step glowed brighter beneath your feet, as though the stars were waking at your touch. Slowly, gently, you made your way across the arch, rising higher and higher above the sky. Asterisk, halfway across, you paused to look down. The ocean was no longer visible. The world below was hidden by layers of soft cloud. You were far above it, all above noise, above worry, above thought. The only thing that existed now was peace. The celestial garden. Asterisk, at the end of the bridge, you stepped onto another vast cloud. This one was different. It was a garden. Asterisk, flowers bloomed across its surface, glowing softly in shades of silver, pale blue, and violet. Their petals shimmered as though woven from moonlight, swaying gently in a breeze that did not disturb the stillness. Asterisk among the flowers. Glowing trees stood tall, their branches heavy with fruit that glimmered like small stars. Their leaves whispered, quietly wrestling in a language older than memory, yet somehow you understood it. They spoke of rest, of balance, of letting go. Asterisk in the center of the garden was a pool, not of water, but of sky. Its surface mirrored the constellations above, perfectly still, so that looking into it felt like gazing into infinity. Asterisk, you knelt at its edge, peering into the reflection, but instead of your own face, you saw calm itself gazing back at you. The reflection was not you, it was the peace within you, waiting patiently all along, revealed now in perfect clarity. Asterisk, you touched the pool lightly with your fingertip. The reflection rippled, sending waves of tranquility through your body. Every muscle, every thought, every heartbeat fell into deep harmony. The gift of the sky as you stood. You noticed something glowing at the base of one of the trees. A small lantern, its flame steady but soft. Asterisk, you picked it up. The lantern weighed almost nothing, yet when you held it, you felt a warmth spread through your chest. This was no ordinary flame, it was the gift of the sky, a reminder to carry. Light within you wherever you went. Asterisk, the lantern did not burn. It did not flicker. It simply glowed endlessly, offering gentle illumination. Asterisk, you placed it near your heart, and as you did, it dissolved into you, becoming part of your own being. Your chest glowed faintly now, filled with the endless flame of peace. Asterisk, the descent into rest. Asterisk, at last, the clouds began to shift again. The garden softened, dissolving into mist. The stars grew hazy, their glow dimming into the background of dreams. Asterisk, your cloud returned, settling at your side like an old friend. You climbed onto it, wrapping the blanket tighter around yourself. The cloud lifted once more, then slowly began its descent. Asterisk, you did not fall. You drifted slow, steady, effortless. Asterisk, down through the layers of starlight, down through the glowing mist, down into deeper and deeper stillness. Asterisk, your eyelids grew heavy. Your breath grew soft. The world around you melted into silence. Asterisk, and as the cloud carried you lower into the endless embrace of sleep itself, you knew this was peace. This was home. The sanctuary of eternal rest, asterisk, the cloud drifted lower, carrying you with infinite gentleness until you felt it slowing, hovering above a new landscape. At first, your eyes were too heavy to see. You only felt the shift, the air warmer now, scented, with blossoms carrying a hush so deep it quieted even your dreams. Asterisk, when you opened your eyes, you found yourself descending into a valley unlike any you had ever known. Asterisk, the valley of eternal evening, asterisk. The valley stretched wide, embraced by mountains that glowed faintly in the light of a sky caught between day and night. It was neither sunrise nor sunset, but something eternal, an everlasting twilight where the stars and the soft glow of the horizon coexisted. Asterisk, the grass beneath you shone faintly, each blade tipped with dew that shimmered like diamonds. Fireflies floated lazily through the air, their glow not bright but tender, like little breaths of reassurance. Asterisk, your cloud lowered until your bare feet touched the valley floor. The moment you stepped down, the cloud melted into mist, disappearing into the earth. It had brought you here for this final journey. Asterisk, the ground was soft, the air perfectly warm, the silence so complete that it felt like a lullaby made of stillness. Asterisk, the path of gentle bells, asterisk. A narrow path stretched ahead, lined with delicate silver bells hanging from arching branches. As you walked, each step made a bell chime, not loud, not sharp, but soft and airy, like distant wind chimes stirring in a dream. Asterisk, the sound soothed you with every step, each chime dissolving a layer of thought. Chime release worry, chime release doubt, chime release wait. By the time you reached the end of the path, your heart felt light as air, your mind as clear as still water. The sanctuary gate. The path ended at a gate not of wood, not of iron, but of woven light. It shimmered in an arch, translucent and alive, pulsing faintly as though breathing. Asterisk, you stepped forward, and the gate opened silently, recognizing you, welcoming you. Beyond it lay the sanctuary of eternal rest, asterisk. It was not a building, not a temple, but a wide meadow filled with ancient willow trees. Their long branches swayed in a breeze so faint it was barely felt. Their leaves glowing like threads of moonlight. Asterisk, at the center of the meadow stood a great pool, still as glass. Its surface reflected the twilight sky, but it seemed deeper than water. as though gazing into it was gazing into the very heart of rest. Asterisk around the pool were resting places, mats of woven moss, pillows of cloud, blankets spun from starlight. Each one glowed faintly, invitingly, as though waiting for dreamers to lie down. Asterisk, you realized this was the place where all journeys ended. The place where rest was not something fleeting, but eternal. The willow of memory, one great willow, stood apart, larger than the others, its branches sweeping low to the ground. You stepped beneath it, drawn by its quiet presence. Asterisk, as you touched its trunk, memories stirred not just of your journey here, but of all the nights before. Every worry, every restless thought, every weight you had carried appeared briefly, then dissolved into light. The willow absorbed them, its bark glowing faintly as it transformed them into peace. Asterisk, you understood then, nothing was wasted. Even your heaviest burdens had been part of the path, each one leading you here, to the sanctuary. The willow whispered softly, its voice like a breeze. Rest now. You have carried enough. You are home. The pool of final release. You walked slowly to the pool at the meadow's center. Its surface was so still it seemed not to move at all. Yet when you knelt beside it, you saw faint ripples reflecting your breath. Asterisk, you leaned closer. For a moment, you saw your own reflection, but it was not tired, not restless. It was calm, smiling faintly. Already at peace. Asterisk, you touched the water with your hand. It was cool, silken, and as you dipped your palm, the ripples expanded outward, carrying your final thoughts away. Asterisk, every flicker of anxiety, every remnant of overthinking, every echo of unrest. Asterisk, the pool took them gently, without judgment, dissolving them into its endless depth. Asterisk, when you pulled your hand back, the water still glowed, but your reflection had changed. Now it was pure light, endless and whole. The bed of starlight, at last, you chose your resting place. Beneath a willow tree lay a bed made of cloud, its surface soft as breath, covered with a blanket woven from threads of the night sky. Asterisk, you lay down slowly, the blanket wrapping around you as though it had been waiting for you alone. The moment your head touched the pillow, your body sank deeply, fully, without resistance. Asterisk, the air was quiet. The pool shimmered nearby. The bells along the path chimed faintly in the distance. Asterisk, you felt the earth beneath you, the stars above. You, and the willow leaning gently over you, all holding you, protecting you, lulling you. Your breath slowed, your thoughts stilled, your eyes grew heavy. The sanctuary whispered in unison. The voices of the willows, the pool, the stars. Asterisk, sleep. Deep, healing sleep. Eternal rest. Dissolving into peace, slowly, gently, you began to dissolve not into nothing, but into everything. Your body melted into the bed of cloud. Your breath melted into the rhythm of the night. Your spirit melted into the stars themselves. There was no more separation, no more effort, no more thought. You were rest, you were peace, you were sleep itself. The endless night asterisk. And so, as the sanctuary wrapped you fully in its embrace, you drifted deeper and deeper, beyond dreams, beyond thought, into the endless night of pure stillness. Asterisk, no return was needed. No journey forward awaited. This was the destination. You were home. You were safe. You were forever at rest. Dear listener, asterisk, as our story comes to its gentle close, may you carry this calmness with you into your dreams. Tonight you walk through meadows, forests, oceans, and skies, each step taking you further from the noise of the day and closer to the quiet sanctuary of your own heart. Asterisk, remember this truth. You are safe, you are loved, and you deserve rest. No matter how heavy your thoughts have been, no matter how long the day may have felt, the night always opens its arms to hold you. Asterisk, as you drift deeper into sleep, let go of every weight. Trust that tomorrow will arrive in its own time, and that tonight your only task is to breathe, to soften, and to rest. Asterisk, may your dreams be kind. May your heart be light, and may your soul feel the peace it longs for. Sleep deeply, my friend, and awaken renewed. Asterisk, good night.